R.V. Martin was a controversial case and hit the news headlines when the events happened. It is an important case in English law for two reasons. Firstly, in relation to self-defense, it established that a person's personality disorder cannot be taken into account in assessing whether they had used self-defense. Secondly, it allowed his personality disorder to be considered as an abnormality of the mind for the purposes of diminished responsibility. The facts. Tony Martin lived alone on an isolated farm called Bleak House. The farm and surrounding buildings were dilapidated and appeared to be derelict. Consequently, the farm was subject to numerous break-ins. On the night of August 20, 1999, Freddie Barris, aged 16, and Brendan Fearon, aged 30, broke into the farm. Tony Martin, armed with a 12-bore shotgun, went downstairs and fired indiscriminately at where he thought the disturbance came from. He shot both the intruders, killing Barris by a gunshot wound to the back. At his trial, his plea of self-defense was rejected by the jury and he was convicted of murder. He appealed on the grounds that his personality disorder should be taken into account in assessing whether he had used reasonable force for the purposes of self-defense. The decision. The defense of self-defense had been correctly applied at trial. The appeal was dismissed on this aspect. However, the appeal was allowed on the grounds of diminished responsibility. His conviction for murder was quashed and substituted for manslaughter. Whilst the personality disorder could not be considered for the purposes of self-defense, it did amount to an abnormality of the mind which substantially impaired his mental responsibility for the killing. Since the psychiatric reports had not been considered by the jury, his conviction for murder was quashed. This video is part of a series of videos on law from www.e-lawresources.co.uk. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel www.youtube.com/@e-lawresources. It's free to do so and will help us to keep providing these videos. Check out our website, which provides lecture outlines and case summaries. See also www.elawrevision.org.uk for revision games and quizzes. Thanks for watching.